My question is regarding the states of perception of the jiva. During your wonderful discourse on Vicharchandrodaya, you stated that how this plane of existence is the dream state of Ishvara. Thereby you went forward irrefutably proving that Tattvamasi and the oneness of our true self in both Jiva and Ishvara term. So my question is, do the different jivas in our dream state possess antakarnas of their own? No. It's your dream, hence all the bodies which you are seeing are the reflections created by your own mind. So this means every person whom you are seeing, whether it's male or female or child or old, is a creation of your own mind. Your own subconscious mind is creating those bodies who have the mind, and actually this is like the mind has divided itself into that many number of bodies. So this means, as I was saying yesterday, that if you see a bad dream, then the demon in the dream is your mind only. And the one who is getting scared by seeing that demon is also your own mind only. So in a way, your whole dream world is projection of your mind. So all that different minds which you are seeing, or all those different bodies which you are seeing, or all the earth, sky, water, ocean, river, ABCD, whatever you are seeing, is just the creation of your own mind. Hence there is nobody else but your mind. So it is one jiva, the one individual self, which has created this with the help of the mind. But because your subconscious mind is involved, hence your own conscious mind doesn't know what kind of dream you will have. Moving on, your second question. Can the jivas of a dream state have their own dream states, thereby extending the levels of the planes of existence? Yes, now this is true. This is possible. Like if you watch a television, in that you are watching a serial in which a character is watching a TV. Right? And in that TV there are further many more characters, and that character in the TV is further watching a TV. Possible? Very much. So this is how the complex and intricacies of the dreams are. What you are seeing in the dream is the projection of your own mind, and even in that particular person or persons, people, have their own mind. And those minds have their own thinking. They have their own impressions. Let me give you one story from Yog Vashishta. Rishi Vashishta states this story to Sri Ram, and it says that once upon a time there was a king. King had a dream, and in the dream he saw that he is in a village where there are all people who are kind of dead. It's like a village filled with dead bodies. And women are crying and wailing and shrieking. And he goes to one particular house and he sees that there is this young girl who is crying. Her parents have died. Her siblings have died and she's all alone. And he gets so moved by seeing her crying like this, and he says, "Don't cry." She says, "How will I live my life now? My whole family is dead." And he says, "No problem. I will live with you." She said, "But you seem to be from upper caste. We are very from the low caste. How is it possible?" He said, "I don't believe in all this nonsense. I'll marry you." And he married this young woman. Now this young woman is from a cannibal tribe who eat human flesh. So the king, out of love, just is with her, and then they live together, and then he have 4 kids, and then he's having a very comfortable life. Remember, this is a dream happening, right? And then one day, the rivers in their village got flooded, and so much of gushing water came that the whole village was drowned in the water. And in this commotion, while saving his wife, he was holding kids' hand. The kids were holding each other's hand. So 4 kids are floating in the water. And he's holding in one hand his wife's hand, in one hand his elder children's hand. And he's trying to hold them tight. But here all the 4 kids get swept away and they drown. And while he was looking there, the wife too drowned. And then a big wave came and he was pushed onto the drier area. And he is like stuck on that tree trunk, which was on the edge of a little piece of an island which was there. And he's wailing and crying that his whole family has died. His 4 kids have died, his wife has died, now what to do? He's crying. And in that crying, intense moment, he wakes up. Oh, it was a dream. So he shook his head, took his bath, and he was wondering, what kind of dream did I see? Just to change his mood, he asked his ministers, prepare my horses, we'll go for hunting. So he goes for hunting with his friends, his ministers. And he's galloping because he was so impressed and so much impacted emotionally, he was moved that he kind of lost the track, which way he's going, and his friends just went in a different direction. He went into different direction. And then he comes to a village and then he slows down his horse and it seems so familiar. And then it is the same village which he saw in his dream. And there are people who have died and there are women who are crying. And then he saw that house, and that same young woman is there and she's crying, how will I live my life? And king was shocked. What I saw in the dream, exactly same the village is there. And he goes close by. He couldn't stop from what's happening. And he goes close by and that woman saw. And he now knows that this woman will look at me and then I'll look at her and then I'll get sympathizing her. And then she will say, how will I live? All the dream sequence was running in his head. And exactly same thing started happening. And she said, how will I live my life? And he's finding it very painful seeing her crying. And he says, okay, you don't worry, I'll be with you. But when he said, I'll be with you, he was so shocked. What he saw in the dream is exactly happening here. And he just mounted on his horse and galloped, and without even knowing which direction he's going, he just had to move away from that village. Are you surprised listening to this? Sri Ram was too. Then Sri Ram said, Gurudev, how is it possible? What he saw in the dream was actually occurring in the real world? How is it possible? Guru Vashishta said, Ram, what you believe as real is also a dream. As much as the dream world looks like real, but it's not, similarly this world which you are seeing with your open eyes is also not real. That was projection of your subconscious mind, and so is this so-called waking world. Nothing is real here. Seems like real, but it's not. Like the sky seems to be blue, but it's not blue. It seems to be that there is a snake, whereas there was a rope. It seems to be as if there is a silver piece lying on the banks of the ocean, and yet it was just a shell. which was like sparkling in the sun rays, and it seemed like it's a piece of a silver. When you go close, oh no, it's just a shell, nothing else. So Sri Ram says, Gurudev, how will this illusion be broken? And what is real? Vashishta said, Ram, be patient. I am teaching you. I am talking to you. And soon I'll bring you to that point where what is real will be known to you, and what is not real will also come clear to you. But you will have to be patient with me. And the session ends because it was evening time. And then everybody left. Ram went back to his palace. Guru Vashishta went back to his ashram. And they did their evening prayers, ate some food, went to sleep. Next morning again, they wake up before the sun rises, took their bath, and then got together at that same spot where Gurudev Vashishta will sit down on his seat and do the satsang, and the discourse will continue. This is one small story from Yog Vashishta.